Hello guys, it's your boy Jeff Juju here. So today we're back on YouTube. I know it's been a while since the last time I make a video on YouTube, but yeah, we're back. And I'm gonna make a video about the difference between Surge and Remaining Energy. Actually, Surge Zero, they changed the skill name into Surge Zero because it's quite confusing sometimes. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. So I've been asked a lot when people join my stream about the difference between Remaining Energy and Surge Zero, and it's kind of tired to keep explaining over and over again because I don't have a video about it. But today I'm gonna make a video so that if anyone asks the difference between Surge Zero and Remaining Energy, I can just link them to this video. And yeah, hopefully this video might help which kind of gameplay you want to choose as if you're playing Blade. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel for more Lost Ark content. I also stream on Twitch, so don't forget to follow me on Twitch. And yeah, with that said, let's just start this video. So if you guys are watching this video, I will assume that you guys already understand what Deathblade is and how her identity works, because I don't want to talk about it in depth more. It will be a 3 hours long essay if I do that, so I don't want it. But if you don't, I have a dedicated video for that one, specifically for Remaining Energy 2. So if you guys want to know more in depth about what her identity is and stuff, you can just go ahead and check my Remaining Energy video. The link is on the description down below. You can just go ahead and check it. But yeah, like I said, I will assume that you guys already understand what Deathblade is. So let's just start with Remaining Energy. So for Remaining Energy, you deal damage with 4 different kind of skills. First of all is your Bliss Rush, second is your Soul Absorber, third is your Void Strike, and then the final one is your Identity. And you want to treat your Identity as damage skill, not, you don't play inside your Death Range mode. That's not how Remaining Energy works. So I will try to give you a quick look. So you do all of the damage. Bliss Rush, enter Death Range, treat it as a damage, and then there you go. You have every single skills on your kit reset, and all you have to do is just do everything all over again. Rinse and repeat. Simple as that. That is how Remaining Energy gameplay looks like. It's basically you spam all of your stuffs and reset it cooldown, throw your identity, and then do it all over again. It is simple in a way. The idea and the concept is super simple, but the execution of Remaining Energy is way harder than you think, which I will explain in a few minutes after. But yeah, that's how Remaining Energy works. For Surge, in the other hand, is totally different. It's not totally different, it's like slightly different. It has like a differences between the two. So let me change my skill set real quick. So for Surge Blade, the one key difference that you can actually notice compared to like Remaining Energy is Surge Blade play inside the Death Range mode while Remaining Energy doesn't. And whenever you deal damage inside the Death Range mode with a skill, you will gain stack, and this stack will amplify your Surge skill damage by a huge margin, which I will show you right now. So let's say I'm DPSing the boss. So this is the stack that I'm talking about. So you want to gain this stack as fast as possible, as quickly as possible. The maximum stack that you can go for is like 20. So there you go, 20 stack. And when you throw your Surge skill, it will deal like 62 million damage. You can surely say that is like a huge damage, which that is basically 3 times much more than what the Remaining Energy does on its Surge skill. So yeah, it's a quite strong engraving. So the idea of this class engraving is you rely on your Surge skill to deal the most amount of damage, and you double down on it. You put all of your eggs in one basket, your Surge skill, and you don't rely on your normal skill to deal damage. These normal skill, their only purpose is to gain stats. That's about it, because for damage your Surge skill will do it for you anyway. So yeah, that's basically how Surge plays out. So now we're gonna talk about the difference between the two. So you can actually see how both class perform, and I'll try to put those two gameplay side by side, like Surge and also Remaining Energy, and try to figure out what's the difference between the two. So from the clip that I just showed, you can entirely see the difference between the two. For remaining energy rotation is way faster, like it's 2 times faster than Surge Blade. For you as a remaining energy, you require only like 5 till 8 seconds to really do your damage, and then your rotation is pretty much done. You can just rinse and repeat. For Surge Blade, in the other hand, you require almost like 15 to like 20 seconds to actually do the damage. So to sum it up, 2 or 3 remaining energy rotations are equal as 1 Surge rotation. That is why both are actually at the same amount of damage in comparison. Like if both have like the same circumstances, the same circumstances, the boss is not moving. For example, Trixion, just take Trixion as an example. Both actually do the same amount of damage. Yeah, it's just the timing is like much slower for Surge Blade. So that is why if you have a lot of cutscene, it might annoy a lot of like Surge Blade player. Compared to like remaining energy, we don't really care about anything, you know, we just do our damage as fast as possible. The faster your rotation as a remaining energy means more damage. So now we're gonna talk about when do you actually do back attacks. For remaining energy, you have to constantly do back attacks because you have 4 different kind of skills that are benefit from back attacking. Those are your Blitz Rush, Soul Absorber, Voice Rack, and also your Surge. Moonlight Sonic is also your DPS skill, but you mostly use it as a filler when everything is on cooldown, and it doesn't have any positional requirements. So Moonlight Sonic is like, you don't really count that. But yeah, 4 of your damage skills benefit from back attacking. So that is why you need to back attack. If you actually like stand away from the back for like 5 seconds, you actually lose so much damage as a remaining energy. You have to constantly at the back of the boss because these skill deals damage too. For Surge, in the other hand, Surge is, you only have to back attack on your Surge skill. You don't really rely on your normal skill to do damage. Like I said at the beginning when I explaining about Surge, your normal skills are used for gaining stacks. That's about it. You don't really rely them to deal damage. If they can deal like a good amount of damage, that's good, but you don't really rely them. You rely heavily on your identity or your Surge skill to do your damage. So that is why you only need like probably like 1 or 2 seconds to be at the back of the boss and then blow your Surge, and then you're pretty much done. That is how simple Surge gameplay is. That is why every time people ask me which gameplay are more simple, I will always answer Surge because of how like you don't really need to back attack. The condition is just way easier compared to like remaining energy. For remaining energy, you have to be aware when will the boss turn around, when will the boss move, etc, etc. You have to be constantly at the back because you have 4 skills that you have to land as back attacks. So now we're gonna talk about the prices or the economy kind of side for both of the class engraving. Remaining energy is, in my opinion, more expensive compared to like Surge, and I will explain why. For remaining energy, the idea is you have to fill your death orb as fast as possible, right? So having high specialization is always good, and most of the time it's mandatory for remaining energy. The higher spec you have, the better you're gonna be. So you need high level accessory because of that. Not high quality. Yeah, that's what I meant. High quality accessory, that's what you need as a remaining energy. So it will push that specialization number like super high, and the higher your specialization, you're gonna feel this death orbs like way faster. So you need that. And also you need to maximize your tripods because you deal damage with your normal skills. Remember, you rely on your normal skills to do damage too as a remaining energy. So you need to max out your Blitz Rush, Soul Absorber, Voice Rack, and also Moonlight Sonic. And for the gems, it's way more expensive because you need 5 attack gems compared to like Surge. Surge needs less than that. So I need 5. 1 for Blitz Rush, Soul Absorber, Voice Rack, Moonlight Sonic, and also my Identity, which is the Surge skill. So in comparison, it's more expensive. So for Surge only needs like 3 damage gems, which are your Identity, your Blitz Rush, and your Soul Absorber. Your Voice Rack is only for gaining stacks, so you don't really need to put like a damage gem on it. Other skills are for gaining stacks, so you don't really have to do damage gems or put damage gems on them, so it's not necessary. Tripods, in the other hand, you can go for a level 5, sure, if you can, but if you cannot, it doesn't really matter. Remember, like I said in the beginning of the video when explaining about Surge, you don't rely on your normal skills to do damage. I mean, it's good if you can have level 5, but if you cannot, it's not really necessary. It's not really detrimental, more of like that is the way to explain it. So overall, I will say that Surge class engraving is way cheaper to build compared to like remaining energy, but a lot of people might argue to me about this one, saying that Surge class engraving accessory can cost almost like 200k. For the record, I will say that you are correct. What you said is not wrong, but hear me out about this one. The only reason, in my opinion, that Surge Blade accessory goes super high in price is because everyone plays it. So the demand is super high, but the supply is pretty low. It's not really that low. I mean, I believe there are a lot of like blades in the community, yeah. But good Surge accessory only drops, let's say like 1 out of like 100 ratio. That's like, probably that's like too generous to give it that. But yeah, like good accessory only drops at that number. So imagine you have like 100 blades in the community and everyone wants a piece of it, you know. Everyone wants to have like a good Surge class engraving accessory, so that means it's gonna be like super high in demand for sure. And you know, that is the only reason why, in my opinion, that it goes like super high in price. Imagine if both class engraving are viable. Let's say 50% of the community play like remaining energy and 50% play Surge. I can guarantee you that if that is the case, remaining energy will be way more expensive to build compared to like Surge. Because yeah, I mean, Surge offers like less cost, less difficulty to play, in my opinion, but it gives like a good amount of damage. So yeah, that's what I think about for Surge. So for damage comparison between like remaining energy and Surge, a lot of people might love to talk about this one. Believe it or not, remaining energy actually has more damage compared to like Surge. But there are a lot of caveats for that, okay? So hear me out before you start disagreeing with me on the comment section down below. So the reason why is because remaining energy has no cooldown and you have no timing whatsoever. You deal constant damage over time. Like you don't have to wait 15 seconds to deal your damage. For Surge, you have to wait like 50 seconds or until your stack is full. That is actually delaying your damage, you know, for like Surge Blade. A lot of Surge Blade doesn't know this. But yeah, I mean, it actually delays your damage. For remaining energy, it actually, in the perfect circumstances, remaining energy can deal way more. It's not like way more, it's like slightly higher. But in an actual rate, I will say that Surge has the upper hand. Like, obviously, because if a Surge Blade play with like a good communication team or a pre-made party or static, something like that, people will synergize their buff and debuff well, and it actually gives Surge an edge over remaining energy. So yeah, there are a lot of like circumstances, but if the boss stands still, remaining energy might have like the same amount of damage as Surge. But like remaining energy class engraving itself is pretty like not strong at all. Luckily they buff it in the Korea. You can just actually find it or search it. I'll give a screenshot of the buff in front of you right now, probably. There you go. And yeah, I mean, it's good to see for remaining energy, you know. I mean, it's a necessary buff because it's kind of, I'll say, in my opinion, in an actual raid, Surge always has the upper hand because of the easier in execution compared to like remaining energy, and the risk and reward as a remaining energy is not equal, in my opinion. I'm looking forward to this buff and hoping that remaining energy might have like a good, it might, you know, change the game a little bit for remaining energy. But yeah, and that's about it for like damage comparison, in my opinion. So that's pretty much about the comparison between remaining energy and Surge. I hope you guys get a good knowledge out of it, and you guys can determine which kind of playstyle you guys want to go for. If you guys really love to do constant damage without worrying about anything, probably remaining energy is the way to go for you, because you don't really care about timing and stuff. You only deal damage, rinse and repeat. For Surge, well, if you love big numbers like Ignite or Sword, but you love assassin kind of theme and you love holding swords like Zoro from One Piece, then probably Surge Blade is the way to go for you. And lastly, both class engraving are viable. Both class engraving are strong depending on the player. Remember, the player determine whether the class engraving is strong or not. It's not really the class engraving itself. A good player always deal good damage. Remember that, guys. And yeah, don't gatekeep people for playing remaining energy or Surge. Remember, guys, both class engraving are viable. Don't feel bad for playing like either one, okay? And with that said, thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day, and see you guys on the next video. Peace out.